Ooh, it's really delayed. Yo, Epic, what's up? All right, we gotta get some music on and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's quite delayed. But okay, sweet, awesome, awesome. Let me get some music and everything set up, and we will be good to go. But yeah, heck yeah. Yo, Epic is Axar? How am I supposed to keep up with this? How am I supposed to keep up with this? Epic is Axar? What? Makes no sense. Yeah, they have really big delays. Really big delays. Okay. How's that how's that? Is that too loud? That good? What we got? Okay, hold it said, hold on. It says warning. What's that mean? Okay. Streaming bitrate, whatever that means. Alright, hold on. Okay, there we go. Guess who Korean Paris? It's just gonna take a while to get used to this huge delay. But yeah. All good. Sweet. Sweet. Alright, let me post the link in the Discord now. All that good jazz, and then we'll get started on this. Then we'll get started on this. I know, I have even more to put out. There. It can be shortened for the delay? Okay. Yeah. I'll have to mess with that. I will have to mess with that. But, okay, cool. It's alright. Good first stream. So, awesome. Awesome, sweet. Let me post it in the Discord now, and we'll be good. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, let me get all these ready. Let me get all these ready. We got some good cards to go over here. Okay, we got some good cards to go over here. Okay, I need to pull up OBS on the left side. There we go. Okay, now I got it. Yo, Tyler, what up? What is up? All right, here we go. This should be better. So, we got a bunch of gold that we're gonna go over today. This is for JDM as well. And then these are all JDMs as well. Right? Ryman has this one. Right? So Ryman's got a bear. And then we got AAG. There's JDM. JDM has a bunch here. This card has gone crazy recently. This card has gone crazy recently. Then we got a Zard there. And then even one of these for JDM as well. So there we go. And then those are AAGs. Sweet. Yo, what's up, Beat? Yeah, I gotta figure. Wait, what is kink? Kinky? What? That's interesting. Kinky what? It's an animal. Yeah, I'm sure it's an animal. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Whatever you say, Beat. Whatever you say. I believe you. I don't judge what people are into. That sounds made up. That sounds made up. Okay, there's an AAG stack. There's another AAG stack. JDM. Okay. Alright, those are all AAGs right there. And then later we'll also go over some other stuff. But okay. Yeah, what is Uranus Chickies? What? What? I know. These guys are out of pocket. All right, so this one's good, buddies. So essentially what I'd like to do is just kind of go over a lot of these cards live in real time. Show you what I look for, you know, what I think will be a 10, what I think has a chance at a 10. You know, anything like that, right? If we need to, we can pop on one of these. And we will get it going. So, let's start out with Daddy Gengars. Daddy Gengar had a nice one of these. Little Latios. So, very first thing that I always look at is just centering. Okay, left to right centering and top to bottom centering. And if something is really off center, you can easily tell. It's not hard to tell, okay? With this one, if you look at it, you can't tell it's off center at all. And that's because it's not off center at all. The centering looks pretty damn close here. So, what I would say is if you're looking to send a PSA, which is what the majority of our submissions are, if you're looking to send a PSA, you don't need a centering tool or anything like that to judge whether the centering is good enough for a 10. Because 60-40 60/40 and better is easy to see with the naked eye. Okay? Now, if you're going to Beckett or trying to get a black label or something like that, yeah, you might want to pull out the tool and check it out, right? So, first thing I do, centering. Left or right, top to bottom, check. Okay. Second thing will be the back centering, okay? So, on the back centering, you can see the left side is a little bit bigger than the right side. A little. But I would say this is within the acceptable range of that 60/40. And same thing with the top to bottom, right? The top to bottom is almost perfectly centered. So I would consider that a acceptable centering for the back as well, okay? So, acceptable centering on the front, acceptable centering on the back. That's a good start, okay? Now, the next thing you want to look at is you're going to look at the edges, okay? You're going to look at the edges for a couple different things. You're going to look at the main edges to make sure they're cut in a straight line. Make sure there's no waviness to the edges of it where it wasn't clean cut or anything like that. And then same thing with the corners. You want to make sure the corners are nice and perfect, right? So if we get up here close, see that corner? How it's perfectly rounded. There's no bumps. There's no bad edges. Same thing. I would say the corners on this card right here are literally like perfect, okay? I would say, look, and sometimes just like a little speck of dust gets in there. So, but I would say that the corners on this card are pretty damn near perfect, okay? So, do the same thing on the back. Make sure you don't see that. So, corners, great. Edges, great. Centering, great. And the last thing you want to do, especially on English, is just look for whitening, either on the card or on the edges. And you can't see any here as well. So, to be completely honest with you, if this one doesn't get a 10, I'll be a little shocked. Okay? If something like this doesn't get a 10, I would be a little shocked because, especially with modern, which is what this is, modern, this is a 10 in modern, okay? So, you know, we'll send it into grading, we'll report back, but I would say that this is a pretty good copy in a 10, okay? So, that's for Gengars. This is one of my favorite cards to grade. I've graded over 100 and something of these cards, and I have 70 something more of them that are going in now. And if you look at it, it's an amazing card, okay? I don't want to hear any different. If you hate this card, like I don't trust your judgment on good-looking cards. Because this is one of the greatest cards. My favorite part is the Gyarados up here in the top. I think that's just like an incredible addition to this card, and I just love this card, okay? So, I grade a ton of this card, and it's really easy to see why we get like 90% above or above 10s, is Japanese art rares are very high quality, okay? So, very high quality. You normally don't see many centering problems. If you do, it's not crazy off center. It's just a little bit, and you just sell the card raw, right? But in terms of card quality, they're the best, okay? Japanese is the best in terms of card quality. So, if you look at this one, if you look at it straight on, centering is fantastic left to right. If you look at it top to bottom, its centering is fantastic there. Now, I think back centering on Japanese cards is less important than English cards, okay? And you know why I say this? Is because it's easier to hide slight centering imperfections on Japanese. Because look at the back of this Japanese card and see how there's not a straight, solid, rigid end line. It kind of blends into each other right here. Well, now look at English, okay? Look at English back. The back to an English card is a straight, rigid, clear start to the edge of the card. So it's a lot harder to get away with some slight off-centering there in English than it is in Japanese. If this thing's slightly off-center, you're probably not even going to know because it's blended compared to the rigid corner for this one. Cool? So, this is a personal copy, and it's going to grading. It's going to grading in this pile. So I'm going to look through a lot of these later as well. But like you can see, there's still some centering issues, right? This one's a little left side fat if you look at it. That one's a little left side fat. I mean, you can see this is another left side fat one. So something like this I'm probably not going to send in. I'll just sell this raw because the raw card has gone up since I bought these, so I can sell it for a profit. But I probably wouldn't send in centering like this because it's pretty obviously gonna be judged pretty harshly there. So we'll look through a lot of those here in a bit. But yeah, that one's good. So let's go over what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the cards for the people that don't have a bunch of cards first, and then we'll end with going through AAGs and JDM's cards. Okay. So, real quick, how is the audio and the video? Everything clear? We looking good? Just want to make sure we're still looking nice and saucy. So, but okay, so that one, that's Ryman's, that's AAG, that's Good Buddy, this should be AAG as well. Does anyone else, oh my gosh, I can't even read what you say out loud anymore, can I? Can I? Alright, so this one's JDM, so we'll leave that one up there. AAG. AAG. Okay, so then we've got Axar and Ryman here. Okay. So we'll do Axar and Ryman here. We already did Gengar. Okay. So, there's a couple different philosophies behind grading. Okay? There's a couple different philosophies behind grading. You can grade for the personal collection and, you know, maybe you don't really care what grade you get. If you're grading to flip, obviously you want 10s because the market, unless it's vintage, doesn't really respect the 9s right now. Or you can do a little bit of both, okay? And I think a lot of us like a little bit of both, where we may sell the card, but we may not, right? Now, when deciding, do I grade a card or not, the spread between a raw card and a 10 is what I look at to decide whether we grade it or not, okay? So, for example, one of these, okay, one of these has a large spread between a 10 and a raw card. So even if there is a what I would call minor imperfection, not major, minor, even if there's a minor imperfection, I would probably still send this card because it's $15 for what the difference of 150 plus is. Okay, so this first one is Axar's. Okay, So if we look up close on Axars right here, you can see that it's pretty well centered. Still a little left side fat, but I still think that this is within the acceptable range of 60-40, okay? And if you look top to bottom centering's pretty good as well, right? Nothing too crazy. Nothing, you know, I would say that I would consider majorly off center. I think it falls within the 60-40, okay? So you see that on the front, then you go to the back, and the back's just a quick glance. It's really easy to see. This isn't crazy off center on the back, okay? So, then we're gonna look along all the edges, okay? They look nice and crisp. Nice and crisp there on the edges. 4 corners. Okay, corners are looking good here too. And then the last thing with this, you're gonna wanna just look at the hollow, okay? So, you're gonna wanna put it at an angle, you know, shimmer it a little bit, and make sure you don't see any horizontal or vertical print lines, okay? Now, I have not seen too many bad print lines in Terastal on the hollows, so you'll kind of learn what sets are notorious for having print lines in hollows. You know, the golds that we see come out. Those golds, we see print lines all the time for the golds. So, if this was a card where the spread between a raw and a 10 isn't that much, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, I probably would like flip a coin on whether I send this. I would send it just because I err on the side of just send it and hope they have a good day. Like, hope they're having a great day. Like, hope they got laid that morning, right? The PSA grader. But since the spread's so big, I think you send anything that could remotely 10 on this one. So that's Axars. Okay. So now we have Rymans, and Ryman is the same. I chatted with Ryman, and I said, you know what, Ryman? Yours is right side fat, okay? Yours is definitely right side fat, but I've seen cards like this 10. So he also got it for free on a giveaway, so why not spend the 15 to 17 bucks and take a shot at grading it? Because you got it for free, right? So each circumstance is different, but this one, I inspected it. Everything is great except for that front centering, okay? The back centering is not even as bad as the front centering. So that's the biggest thing there, is he got it for free. Same with Axar. Axar got his for free. So why not get it graded, get it slabbed up? Oh, I mean, look at that. Look at that angle right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. Front angle, just watch that. Watch. Oh, yo, the textures on these cards, look at that texture. Yo, I'm gonna have to make this an NSF, not safe, NSFW stream. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This card is gonna cause babies to be made. I mean, look at that. Look at that texture. Okay, alright. Like I said, we're gonna have to put an extra disclaimer on this stream if we keep showing cards like that. We keep showing cards like that. Alright. So now, same thing. We have a Sylveon here. Or sorry, Espeon here. Espeon here. And this one is one of Good Buddy's Espeons. Okay? And I say one of because Good Buddy has 2 Espeons. Now, I'm going to use these to show you just some slight differences. Okay? Okay? So, real quick, which card is better centered? Left or right? Okay, which card is better centered? Now I gotta wait for this. I gotta wait for this delay for you guys to answer. But which card is better centered? Yeah. Yep. It's pretty obvious, but even this, they're both pretty close. But I would say that the right side is better centered, okay? I would say the right side is better centered. The left side, I would say, is the same as Axar and Ryman's earlier, where there's a decent chance it can get a 10. But if it gets a 9, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. So, the right side is definitely better. Now, I want to show you one thing with this card that worries me, okay? Okay, so if you take this card out and you look at the edge right there, you'll see a little bit of what could be considered wear. Okay. And then look at it. All right. Let's see if anybody else can spot it. When I go like this, you can see one thing that's coming from that edge wear. Do you see that? Yes, 9 cards definitely still sell, yeah. Will you break open on the cost of grading? After fees, probably not. So the other thing I would say about this one is it has a very slight print line up here. See? So let me see if I can catch it right. Right there. See it? See how the hollow is like cut off right there? Because there's a slight print line. Right at the top of the crown. Yep, straight line across. So, this is one right here that, you know, we probably need to decide. We probably need to decide whether we think that that is going to get ignored or not. Now, I say that, and the reason why I say that is even PSA in their grading bylaws says things like slight print imperfections are acceptable if they're a print imperfection, okay? If they're a outside damage, that doesn't fly. Outside damage doesn't fly. But if it is a print imperfection, then sometimes they will let it fly, especially if it's a very well-known print imperfection for that card. So, obviously it's all a game, right? So, last one is Ryman's bear here. Little cocaine bear for Ryman. And I think same one on this. That's acceptable. It's slightly bigger on the right, but not terrible. Top to bottom, centering is perfect. If you do this to the card and you look at the hollow, you don't see any lines or anything looking at the hollow there. You know, just like the last one, you can see when a print line hits. It breaks up the way the hollow shines. So same thing for this one. This one I would definitely send in because it's got a decent chance at a 10 for sure. Okay. Okay. So, I think we only have 2 people left to do. So we got, let me grab these AAG. These are, let me move AAGs on this side. These were good buddies, so let me move that over there. All right, and then we've got 2 for AAG, which means this is JDM. So JDM's goes over here. That's AAG. That's AAG as well. All right, so these on the left are AAGs. And on the right, JDMs. And then these are all JDMs as well. Okay, cool. So, I think what we'll do is we will start with JDM here and kind of go over his cards. So we'll sort these out. This one's got a double. All right, I'm going to put these up. All right, so these are all JDMs that we're going to look through. Campbell, I think we send at least one of them in, and then one of the Sylveons had a little bit of a print line. All right, so these are all JDMs. Okay, so first thing we need to do here is we are going for a sequential set on the golds. Okay? Yeah. Campbell, I still think we roll it. I still think we roll it. But yeah. Yeah, I told you I'd take care of grading, so we'll do it. I think we still roll it, you know? Okay. So, what's the order of these? Right? 68, 69, 67, 70. Okay. So, 67, 68, 69, 70. All right, so we need to look at these in order. So this one's 67. This is our Palkia. As you can see, the centering's pretty damn spot on. Top, bottom, left, right. Same thing there. Immaculate corners, edges. I would be super shocked if this one does not 10. So this is our Palkia. This is our first out of the 4. Now, the decision we have to make here is actually between these 3, okay? Because we have 3 of these. We have 1 of all the others, but we have 3 of these, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to look through these and see which one we're going to put in our sequential set. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check left to right centering, okay? This one is pretty damn close, but a little left fat, okay? Pretty close, but a little left fat. This one is a little more left fat than the last one. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and rule this one out for now. Okay? And then this one, the centering actually looks pretty damn perfect. Okay? Now, bottom maybe a little fatter than the top, but left to right matters more. And I think it's about perfect. And then same thing back here. The edges look crisp. I think everything looks great on this one. So I would probably do this one. Okay, so we're gonna go 67, 68. Look at this gorgeous Giratina. Fantastic centering. Top, bottom, left, right. Great hollow. Back is looking nice and saucy. Back is looking nice and saucy. So, number 3, and then number 4. So we're going to start these off for JDM, and then we're going to send these in these two in because I still think that there's a chance these get 10s. There's a pretty good chance they get 10s. They're just not the best one, so we're not going to send them in sequentially. Cool? Now, same thing. Here, these are just promo cards, right? This one, pretty decently centered, right? Back looks decent. Okay. This Lapras, little left side fat here on the Lapras. This one, little right side fat on the Cinderace. But like I said, little, very little, right? So since this is a promo, I probably don't chance it because there's not really a big spread. All right, here's a Master Ball. I don't think we're grading Master Balls, but this one's a little left side. This Iron Valiant is pretty decently centered. Hydreigon, yeah. I think this is a little right side fat, but I still think this one even falls within acceptable range as well. Right? So then we got some other really good ones here. This one's got really good centering. I really hope we get a 10 in this one because it's got great centering. Right side a little fat on the back, but I still think I still think we're rocking and rolling with these. So the one thing I wanted to point out, this is another thing, is I don't think this one's gonna 10, and it's really unfortunate because we don't have any hollow damage. We don't have any left or right. Perfect centering. Back centering looks great, but this is one thing I wanted to point out, and I already chatted about this with JDM, is this one has a slight imperfection right there. Okay, see it? See how it's like, it's basically almost a dent there. Now you can see it. See the dent? It's like a little nick. It's like a little nick dent right there. So unfortunately, this is probably going to get a 9. Now, in a card like this, a 9, you're not going to lose money, I don't think, just because it's such a sought-after card, right? But that little nick, I'm really upset at that nick because I think this is a 10, other than that. So that's a little frustrating. This card has gone way up, but this card's a little right side fat. So if it comes back a 9, I'd be like, oh, yeah. But if it comes back a 10, I'd be like, oh, okay, makes sense too. So, but this card's another great card right here. So we probably still send this card in. Your English Charizard had that too? Yeah, it's probably something with the machines. Probably something with the machines. So, okay. Now, I know JDM needs these for his master set, but we're gonna go through these as if there's an opportunity to grade all these. So this one, great centering. Great centering. I don't see anything bad around the edges. I would say this is a 10 candidate. Okay? This one, left side fat. I would not grade this. Look at this thing. I would not grade this. This one is outside of what I would consider acceptable. Okay? So I would not grade that. So that's in the non pile. Right? We've got 2 Eevees here, so we're definitely grading one of them. Even though I think both could 10, this one is the better copy. So we're going to put that in the grade pile. And then I still think this one could 10 as well. But I know JDM will probably want to keep one of them for his personal collection. Or get a 10, sell off the 10 to buy some other raws for the collection. Okay, but we're going to put that in the yes pile. Okay. This one's fantastic in terms of the card. It's definitely a little left side fat. Okay. And then this right here is a little, you know, I don't think it's terrible, but I probably, since we only have one copy of this one, I probably wouldn't send it in. I'd just keep this one because this one's expensive to buy too. So I'm gonna put that in the no. This one is a no-brainer. The centering is amazing. The centering is amazing. So this one is a no-brainer to send in. In my opinion. So we're going to send this one in for sure. And then the two Leafy Boys are the last two for JDM. And if you look at these, I'd say they're both within the acceptable range, but I would probably go the right one. Yeah, I would go the right one on this one. But like I said, I think they're both acceptable. But you can see this one's a little right side fat, a little. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Cool. All right, so those are JDMs. JDM, I'd say in the grade pile, I'd probably rock all 5 of these. Obviously with our other ones too, but. Okay, so last one is AAGs. Okay, so we're not going to go over all of AAG's non-Pokeballs, okay? Or non-evolutions. Okay. But we got some good ones here. That's a cool one. I like that one. Master Ball. We got these couple that we're grading. We're not grading this trainer. Got 4 of these. A Pikachu. 3 of these. 1 of those. Boom. 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 Only 1 of these. So. Oh yeah. No, I'll send him the timestamp. He said he was gonna. Okay, so we're gonna go over these for AAG here. On the EVs, I mean, we pre-graded a lot of these, and these all look really good. So some great EVs, that's a good one. We picked out the best Jolteon because we got rid of the rest. So we picked out the best one of these. Okay. Sent me this Pikachu. We're going to try to see if we get a 10 on this Pikachu. It's a little left side fat, but I definitely think it's still got a shot here. Okay, we've got some Master Balls here. Okay, the centering on these is pretty decent. This one's a little left, but all of these are within acceptable range. So both of these look great. I mean, we just have some really clean copies here, guys. Really clean copies. So these are all headed off what'll probably be tomorrow. I mean, we're gonna get a bunch of these in 10s. So these are the ones you're obviously like really curious about. Fantastic centering, top, bottom, left, right. Edges look great. Corners look great. So I expect at least 1 10 out of these two, but I really think we have 2 10s here. So that cracked ice is so sick. All right, and then the last two. Little left, but not bad. And then this one. This one's pretty good as well. Look at that texture, man. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 21 plus our other parts of the submission. Oh, there's our Sylvie. And our Espeon. So 23. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get all these sent off, and I'm excited to see what we can do here. So, we'll be back on Thursday. And then, Friday. We'll be back on Friday. Sorry. Friday, and then Sunday we got the birthday stream. So, appreciate you guys coming out and watching. We'll try to do some more of these more frequently. Maybe we'll get like a top-down camera or something like that. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. So, we'll work on making these better and better. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out here. We appreciate it. And I will see you guys on Friday. Later.